If your LinkedIn profile looks like this instead of this, you're missing out on job offers, recruiter messages, and career opportunities, even if you're highly experienced. My name is Steph, and I'm a career coach who helps people just like you get noticed for the right reasons. Today, I'll show you exactly how to fix your LinkedIn with no fluffs or gimmicks in just 30 minutes. This isn't about hacking the system. This is about being very strategic about how you position yourself in front of recruiters. LinkedIn isn't just an online resume. It's a search engine for recruiters and a trust building tool for hiring managers. Here's how it's used. Recruiters search keywords like HR director with merger experience. You need your profile to match. Hiring managers stalk you online to make sure that you're credible. The algorithm rewards profiles that engage, but we can fix that without having to post daily. The good news is you don't need to be techie to optimize it. You just have to be strategic. Before we fix your profile, let's avoid these pitfalls. Using a blurry or casual photo. Recruiters are 14 times more likely to click on a professional headshot. Leaving your headline as just your job title. It should scream your value, like HR leader, scaling teams without losing culture. Writing an about section that's either too vague or a novel, 3 paragraphs max. Listing job duties instead of achievements. No one cares about your responsibilities. They care about your impact and the value that you bring. Ignoring the featured section. This is prime real estate for presentations, articles, or media mentions. Sound familiar? Don't worry, we'll fix all of this in just 30 minutes. Your photo is your first impression. Here's how to get it right. Your face should fill 60% of the frame. Recruiters need to see your expression. Wear what you'd wear to an interview, but avoid busy patterns. Simple backgrounds, no selfies at weddings. For your banner, use a clean, branded image. Canva has free templates. Add text if helpful, like HR executive, employee retention strategist. You can also use photos of yourself doing things that are relevant, like giving presentations. Here's what a typical LinkedIn profile looks like. So I have not added anything in here aside from a name, a brief little title or heading, and also the location. You'll be prompted for that when you set it up, and those things are required. So that's why they're already here. But let's break down a LinkedIn profile and what needs to be included. So the first thing we want to think about is a photo. Having a photo is incredibly important. It allows recruiters to see you, see who you are. There is a lot that can be communicated through your photo. So you want to make sure that it's professional, just like we talked about. Now that you've uploaded a profile picture, we want to make sure that our face takes up at least 60%. You can use the zoom function to make sure that you're filling the space. You want the recruiter or whoever looks at your profile to be able to see your face very clearly. One of the next things that's important is your banner. This banner is really helpful because aside from just your profile picture, you're able to communicate a lot of information about who you are, what you do, and why people should click on your profile to learn more. Here you can do the same thing in terms of zooming or straightening. For this, it fits perfectly. I used a template off of Canva, so I highly recommend checking that out. And then we can just apply. So already my LinkedIn profile is starting to look better. I have my name, a heading, my location. Now I have a photo and also a banner. Like I said, you can see my name and you can also see my value proposition. I guide professionals and executives through career growth and strategic pivots. Even here, I've included my contact information. So again, someone doesn't have to scroll or click on anything to know how to connect with me and where to find me. So for each section of LinkedIn, you'll see that it has this editing tool. So we'll start up top. There are a few things that we can edit. So first is your first name. Right now, I'm using this as an example, but you would put your first name and your last name. You may have an additional name you want to add. That's fine if you do, totally fine if you don't. Another thing that is optional is adding your gender pronouns. And then the headline is something that's incredibly important. Just like we talked about, there are a few things that we want to make sure we focus on. So the first line, who you help and how. Second, your unique approach. And third, a call to action. Your headline should be who you help and how. Who are you? What do you want to communicate? So I may say something like career coach for high achieving professionals. Another thing I may want to share about myself is the type of work I do. So potentially saying a board member. I may also have a passion or inclination for something else. So something like human rights activists. This is just an example to give you some insight into what you can put in your headline that's going to be eye-catching and have people interested to want to learn more. Your headline is not your job title. It is your personal brand tagline. Pull from the brand pillars you put together from the first video of this series. For your about section, your first line, who do you help and how? I help mid-sized tech companies keep their best employees from quitting. That second paragraph, your unique approach. After 15 years in HR, I've learned retention starts with listening. Third paragraph, call to action. Let's connect if you're struggling with turnover. Recruiters scan your experience section for proof that you solve problems. Use this formula for each role. Challenge, high turnover at startup. Action, launched mentorship program. And result, reduce turnover by 40% in 6 months. Finally, help the algorithm help you. Add 5 key skills, align them with the job descriptions that you see. Get 3 endorsements. You can message your colleagues. Can you endorse me for X? I'm happy to reciprocate. Turn on open to work, but use the recruiter only setting to avoid stigma or having people at your current job see that you are open to work. Scroll down to the skills section. We're going to add some skills. So as a career coach, let's think about what might be applicable. Strategic thinking. You can follow this skill to keep up with relevant content. So for the purposes of this example, I will not. However, you absolutely can and should add more skills. So how about recruiting? Add another skill, communication. Let's add that skill as well. And we will add 2 more. So let's say networking. And then last, how about behavioral analysis? If you are actively job searching, one of the most beneficial things you can do is say that you are open to work. If you go here, look at your profile picture and go down, it says open to. Click on that. Once you do, you can say a number of different things. So you can say you are open to finding a job. You're open to hiring. So you're looking to hire someone for your company. You're providing services, or you're looking for volunteer opportunities. So if you are job searching, let's say finding a new job, and then it's going to allow you to put in some of that criteria. So you can add some job titles if you'd like. You can also say location type, where you are located, and you can add multiple locations. So wherever you are interested in. As you see, there are additional details you can share, but what we really want to think about is this one at the bottom that says visibility. So this is going to put an open to work tag on your profile, and you can choose to put that to recruiters only. What this means is that LinkedIn will do its best to only show people with the title recruiter that you are looking for work. Also, it will go out of its way to make sure that people who currently on their profile work for the same company that you do will not see this on your profile. So if you are currently employed looking for a job and you'd like to do that discreetly, I highly recommend this option. You select that, you can save. Let's add a job title. Let's say analyst, because it is requiring one, and then we can save. So at this point, we have that saved. You can also do email updates. So for jobs messages and open to work updates, which you can turn on or off. That's up to you. Are you ready to get started? If so, you can download my free LinkedIn optimization checklist to make sure you didn't miss anything. Comment done once you finished your 30-minute LinkedIn makeover. If you send me the URL, I'll even reply with a few ideas and feedback. If you want me to do this for you, you can check out my resume and LinkedIn optimization package on my website. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Next week will be the last video in this 4-part series on personal branding, and we'll be tackling networking and how to present yourself, whether it's virtual or in person, to the people you speak with. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. See you in the next one.